Hey guys, welcome back. Jason Immekus here. We're going to continue with our pre-game throwing program, build up to getting on the mound. So we've worked and talked a lot about creating energy and staying directional through our target, okay? So what we'll do is when we have guys and we start talking to guys about development, we always used to hear the phrase muscle memory a lot, right? So I would always think when I was a younger guy, like, hey, does my muscle have a my bicep, does it have a brain? Or what's this muscle memory all about? Well, what it's really about is there's pathways called myelin in our body, okay? And think about it like little highways connecting the brain and with how we move. Okay, so when we're doing these, you'll notice we don't do a lot of stagnant or standstill drills. We do a lot of things that get the body moving because we're talking about creating rhythm and delivering the body and center of mass to accelerate through the ball because everybody wants to throw 100, right? Okay, so it would be doing an injustice just to hop off the mound and start ripping off a bunch of pitches. So what we're trying to do, we found through player development and skill acquisition, the quickest way to get a guy to learn body movements is to attack the task that we're trying to do, which in our case is get at foot strike and be in a good, strong throwing position, is to create that a different pathway to get to that spot each time, okay? So we've gone a couple of different ways. We've gone forward. We're gonna work the next few videos on different angles of how we get to that position, and we'll call it an attack position or a power point, maybe you've heard it called in the past. So the last video we did was a step behind or a crossover. So we basically, just a quick review, we started right here, we got right here. When we were down, we made sure our weight back. If I'm a right-hander, my knees pointed at the shortstop, and then again, it's pinch, turn, rotate to extension and throw. Okay, so guess what? We went forward, we're gonna do the same exact thing backwards, okay? So my only advice is this, if you guys are trying this at home and you're throwing to somebody, please turn around and say, Dad, brother, mom, sister, girlfriend, whoever, are you ready? Because you're not gonna be facing the target. So I'm gonna do a couple of dry runs starting at the camera, and then we'll have my man simply demonstrate full speed. So I'm gonna start. Coach, are you ready? He's ready. I'm gonna backpedal like a D-back in football, and then I'm gonna turn glove side, and when I land, you'll notice I'm in the same position that we started in the very first video with, right? Again, we're creating different angles to get to the attack mode, okay? So this does a couple of things. One, it creates trust because a lot of guys will go through what we call drill mode and they'll feel really confident and you go watch them in a game and it's kind of robotic and they think that everything that is going wrong in the world is a mechanical thing. Well, really it's not. A lot of times it's intent, okay, and belief in what we're doing. This is a fantastic drill for a couple of reasons. One, it makes us maintain our posture through the throwing delivery. And two, it begins to let us understand that if I establish good, strong direction with my front side, the ball's gonna go where I want it to go, really without having to think about it a whole lot, okay? And what builds trust better than like the old trust fall at camp when you're falling out of the tree into your buddy's arms or your group's arms, right? It's the same idea. We're gonna get going full speed backwards and we're gonna still stay in that hallway. So if we have anything, you've heard guys talk about flying open too early or what, again, there's my phrase for this video, yelled from the stands. He's flying open. Well, what does that mean? It means this. We talk about the glove establishing direction, right? So when I turn, if I just do this with my upper body, I'm gonna fly open and the ball's gonna go high arm side or I'm probably gonna yank it down glove side, okay? So when I do this, I'm gonna get going full speed. I'm still staying on the hallway. And the idea is the elbow stays above the knee. If we can think in terms of that, that's a really good verbal that I've used to make sure that guys get boom to that position right there. So again, a little bit faster, we'll go boom and get right there and then go ahead and make our throw. All right, you wanna demonstrate a couple? So he's gonna go from the side angle right here and just go into the net, okay? Go ahead.
No pause.
No pause, just let it go. Good. Now go ahead again. We talked about building these new pathways of myelin. Make sure that our hands aren't together. We want actually our hands to work separate and then it's right there. Think about staying in that lane or that hallway, okay? Very good, very good. Again, he's making sure that he has the four-seam grip because a lot of you guys, and I encourage you to do this, have phones or some kind of video you can do at home. If you set your phone up, you can actually watch the ball rotate out of your hand. This is a drill too if a guy is cutting a baseball really bad, and not because he's got a bad grip, but because of where his hand is located when he lands, which is what we talk about flying open. See where my hand is on the side of the ball? That's basically a slider, or a cheap slider as we call it, and that ball's gonna cut, okay? That can cause a lot of frustration, again, like we talked about if you're trying to throw a strike and it keeps moving out of the strike zone. So if you can set up a camera either way behind, then you can simply go boom right there and get it on video to make sure that at foot strike we're in a good spot and we're creating good backspin through the ball.